And then this was the one that shocked me, and this is the one that they asked the most for. This one was $10. But considering what it is, as long as it was a somewhat reasonable price, I had to pick it up, mostly because it's a game you're really not going to find very often, and especially from a pawn shop. I'm out this way anyway, so I figure, you know what? Let's take a look at La Familia and probably Simple Pawn. See if they've got any games that I haven't seen. Let's go. It was mostly the same stuff that's been there, and all was in like the $10 to $15 range, which is too high for those games. So it is what it is, but I think I'm gonna head one more place and then head home for this very short little game hunting trip. So let's head over to Simple Pawn, see what they got. Haven't had much luck the last few times I've been here because their game selection is pretty much wiped out. Maybe I've got some more since then. So let's go check out Simple Pawn, see if they got anything. Well, once again, they didn't have much. They had a lot of third-party Xbox controllers, but those aren't worth anything in trade-in really. So I found one game that I can easily double my money on, so I figured, you know what, might as well pick it up. Fallout New Vegas on the PS3. This is worth about $6, maybe a little bit less, so I paid $3 for it, easy double up. So not exactly the most successful trip, but you know what, hey, I'll take a quick and easy double up. All right, let's head over to Value Pawn, see if they've got anything this week. Let's go. So I scored pretty well, actually. I was gonna film some game hunting footage, but they changed their setup so that now everything they've got gaming-wise is behind the counter. They also had a ton of new games, so they must have got a bunch of stuff in, mostly PS4, although they got a few Wii and some Xbox in as well. But I picked up 6 games, paid $33, and some of the games that I picked up are pretty solid. They were all for different prices, and I'll go over those as we go along. So these first 2 were disc only, and they have just a pile of disc only games that they charge $1 for. So I got both of these for $1. I think, you can't go wrong for a $1 game. Watch Dogs 2 on the PS4. This game trades in for $5, so easy flip for a nice profit there. We also have MotoGP 3 on the Xbox One. This one I mostly just picked up because it's an Xbox One game that I don't have, and it was $1. I'm not gonna leave it behind for $1. All right, so here are the 4 box games I picked up, and again, I picked these up for different prices. I think I did pretty well on all of them. This one was a bit of a gamble. I might have struck out, but I'm gonna find out. We have Dragon Ball Xenoverse on the PS4. So I thought this one had some decent trade-in value. It might not. I'm gonna try to trade it into GameStop anyway and see what they'll do for it. I paid $5 for it, so not bad. At least if I do lose, I'll have a copy of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and it's only $5. Next up, and what's funny is this is a game that I tried to pick up a few weeks ago, and they wanted $15 for it. This time, they quoted me $7, which is definitely reasonable. We have Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2 on the Xbox One/Series X. This game looks interesting. I thought about keeping it, but it's got some decent trade-in value, so I'm probably gonna trade it in because I have 2 pretty expensive games coming out at the end of the month. So I wanna make sure I have enough credit to pick those games up when they come out. So I'm probably gonna trade that one in. This was the biggest one when it comes to trade-in values. Of course, I knew it had some value. I did kind of a no look, and I was absolutely correct. Last of Us Part 2 on the PS4. This is the standard copy. Both the discs are here. They're in good shape. I paid $7 for this. This one has like a good amount of trade-in value. And then this was the one that shocked me, and this is the one that they asked the most for. This one was $10. But considering what it is, as long as it was a somewhat reasonable price, I had to pick it up, mostly because it's a game you're really not gonna find very often, and especially from a pawn shop. I found a limited run game. Stranger Things 3, the game on a PS4. So if you don't know, Limited Run Games is a company that makes physical versions of digital-only games in order to not only help with preservation, but also for collectors. So when I saw this was there, I'm like, it's a limited run game, and it looks cool. It's like a 2D action-adventure game. based on Stranger Things Season 3. 10 bucks. I'm pretty sure this has some pretty solid value, and I checked, it is complete. It's got the art book and the disc. So, not every day you find a limited run game in a pawn shop. So overall, I picked up mostly stuff to flip. I'm definitely going to keep Stranger Things. Probably MotoGP, because I doubt that has trade-in value. And if I can't trade it in, probably Dragon Ball Xenoverse. But overall, I got some good trading credit that's worth about as much as I paid for everything. And I can keep Stranger Things and MotoGP. So pretty happy with that. So yeah. That's that. I'm now going to go to GameStop to trade in some stuff. I'm probably not going to film anything there just because there's not much to say. I'm just trading in stuff towards pre-orders. So, but if I come out with something, I'll of course let you know. Well, I'm back at CASHMERICA. Might do a little game hunting. We'll see. I'm actually here for a different reason. So I had to go to CASHMERICA because my layaways were up, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to find a way to get both of my items. Turns out I did. One of them I still have another month on, so I'm gonna keep working on that slowly, but the other one I picked up, I also found a bunch of games that I was interested in, and they gave me a really nice deal where they gave me all of them for $2, and all of them I believe are worth well more than that. So pretty happy. I'll show you what I got when I get home. But yeah, I picked up some good stuff today from CASHMERICA. All right, so I am back from CASHMERICA, and I have my haul that I picked up, and it's a pretty interesting haul because I originally just went there because I was trying to make sure that my layaways were not canceled and I didn't waste all of that money. Thankfully, I was able to take care of that. I also had to pick one of them up, so I have something now it's been a long time coming, and I'm pretty excited to have it again. Plus, while I was there, I looked at their game selection, and they did have a bunch of new games, and I threw them out there and be like, hey, how much do you want for these? $2 a game. Very, very good deal. So we're gonna start with games first, and then I'll get to the other thing. So this is a pretty surprising lot of games, mostly because there's some Xbox One and PS4 games in here that I paid $2 each for, and they're pretty decent games at that. So we're going to start off with Friday the 13th, the game on Xbox One. I picked this up before. It's a good game. I have it digitally, so I don't need a physical copy, and it's worth like $11 in trade-in, so easy flipper. Get some good money for that. Next one, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 on the Xbox One. I traded this one in recently also on the PS4. This is the Xbox version. It's not worth quite as much, but it's still worth significantly more than the $2 I paid for it. So I'll take that. This one I went on a whim and kind of failed, but you know, you live and you learn, and I'm technically still going to make more than I paid for it, so I'll take what I get. We have Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution on the Xbox 360. GameStop does take this in for like $2, and I paid $2. So I will get some extra credit for it, so it's technically worth more than I paid, but not by much. But you know, you live and you learn. I mostly just got it because I figured it's a game I hadn't seen before, and it probably had at least a little bit of value. Next one, and there are two of these that I'm actually going to keep. This is one of them. We have BlazBlue Calamity Trigger on the Xbox 360. BlazBlue is a long time, or a classic fighting game series. I've never played it, but I've heard it's good, and I've never seen a BlazBlue game at a pawn shop before, so I figured for $2, why not? So I'm keeping that one. This one was one where I immediately saw it. I'm like, well, obviously that's a must pick up. I figured they'd give it to me for cheap, and sure enough, they did. Call of Duty 3 on the Xbox 360. I have been looking for this because I need it to finish my Call of Duty collection. I believe I have all of them, but I have to double check to make sure. Yeah, I needed Call of Duty 3 on the 360, and now I have it. So yay, now I might actually be able to do my Call of Duty video that I've been planning for a while. So we'll see. I have to double check to make sure I've got them all, but I'm pretty sure I do. This one's the fun one. So I found this case. And of course, right off the bat, it has Call of Duty Black Ops 3 in it on PS4. And I'm like, well, that immediately is worth it because I know that game is worth almost $20 in trade-in at GameStop. So I'm going to try to pick that up. Give it to me for $2. But what's fun is this case is a, like, Blu-ray set case, so there's multiple games in it, interestingly enough. And I got 2 bonus discs. One of them is worth basically nothing. And that is a second copy of Super Street Fighter 4 on the Xbox 360. I already have that game. It's worth nothing. GameStop doesn't take it, but hey, I have another copy I can try to flip to somebody, I guess. And then there's the other game that I am excited about that just happened to be in there. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on the PS4. So I have Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 disc only that I can trade into GameStop. Black Ops 4 is not worth much, it's like $5. It's no more than the 2 I paid for it. And then Black Ops 3 is worth a lot, so pretty big win, I'd say, in terms of, I picked all those up for $12 total, and I think I did the calculations. I can get like $50 or more in trading credit for those games that I'm trading in, and I get to keep technically 3 of them because I'm keeping Blaze Blue, Call of Duty 3, and Super Street Fighter. So pretty solid lineup there. But we're not done because I also picked up one other thing, and I had this ordered for a long period of time, and I kept having issues with missing the deadline to pay it off, but thankfully CASHMERICA really, they like me because I go in all the time. They helped me out. This time they, even though it expired again, they were like, hey, we put it in the back for you. It'll be here, just come see us and we will let you know what we can do. Thankfully, I was able to finagle a way to pick this up. I did have to sell my Apple Watch, which was a Series 3, and I didn't use it as much as I wish I did. So I feel I traded it for something that's probably worth a bit more, at least to me, and something I'll get more use out of. It's back, baby. I have officially a Wii U console. So there's the gamepad. Here is the system itself. I'm hoping that I'm gonna get lucky because when I first put it on layaway, there was a bonus disc and it was Breath of the Wild. I'm hoping it's still in there. I don't know for sure, so I'll find out when I open it up after I set it up. Here's hoping, because that'd be a nice bonus disc to find. But yeah, I got the Wii U. It comes with everything that you need for it. So it's got the sensor bar, HDMI cable, power cable, the gamepad, a power cable for the gamepad. It doesn't come with a stand with the gamepad, but that's okay. I actually think I still might have mine. I have to check my Nintendo accessories bin. And it doesn't come with Wiimotes, but I have Wiimotes, so that's fine. So, yay, I have another Wii U. So that's gonna be nice. Now I can try, eventually my goal is I wanna pick up some of the downloadable games that are on the Nintendo eShop on the Wii U that you can't pick up on the Switch. That'd be pretty nice, including they have Mario Party 2, which is definitely what I wanna get. So I'm glad to have it. Now I can actually play the Wii U games I've been collecting, and I'm gonna try to go for more Wii U stuff as we go along. But yay, I have a Wii U again. Good stuff. So that's what I picked up. I think it's a pretty solid lot. Now, I think I'm gonna go to GameStop, and then we'll do a final recap of everything that I picked up over this past week. All right, last stop of the week is GameStop. We're gonna trade in a couple new games, get some good credit towards some pre-orders. Let's do it. All right, so I'm back and it's time to do a final recap. So before we talk about the keepers, I figure I'd talk about all the stuff that we traded in. So the vast majority of the stuff that I got this week, I ended up trading in because I have 2 games coming out next week that I wanted to pick up. And again, further evidence that, first of all, don't discredit GameStop in terms of trading in games for new games, because you can do very well. And I will prove it because I have receipts. But also, this is probably the best way to get new games if you don't want to wait. Now, obviously, if you wait long enough, you'll probably be able to find most games pre-owned at a pawn shop or at a thrift store or wherever, even an online deal. But if you want to get a new game, when it's in the middle of the zeitgeist and people are actually interested in talking about it, you can get them cheap, brand new, when they come out, using trades at GameStop specifically. So, I've got 2 receipts here, and I traded a whole bunch of games, 9 games total, sorry. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over every single game that I traded in and give you the total value. Now, when you include how much I paid for these games, so my first batch I paid, originally it was like $31 for a whole bunch of games. Now, I'm only going to include the cost of the games that I traded in. I paid $26, which is pretty darn impressive when you consider how much credit I got. So here's what I got. So for the first batch, I traded in Watch Dogs 2. I paid $1 for that, and it was worth $6.50 in trade. Last of Us Part 2 was the biggest one I got out of every lot. I paid $7 and it was worth $26 in trade-in. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2, I paid $7. That one I only got $9, but that's because they issued a refurb on it, because apparently there was something wrong with the disc. I didn't see it, but they did. And then Fallout New Vegas, I paid $3 for at Simple Pawn, and that was worth $6.50. So I got $48 from this receipt. And then the second batch, and these are the games I picked up at Cash America that I paid a grand total of $8 for out of pocket. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 was worth $13. I paid $2 for it. I paid $2 for all of these except for one, which was free. Friday the 13th was $13, oddly enough. Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution was $2.60. That one I kind of messed up on, but I still gained 60 cents, so it's not the worst thing in the world. The big winner was Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on the PS4. That was worth $22.10. And then Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which was a bonus disc and was free, I got $6.54. So if you add up the totals of everything that I picked up, the grand total is $105.20. And just to prove I'm not joking, is 57 that I got from the second receipt, 48. Now, I had a very specific purpose for all this credit, and that was I put it all towards my pre-orders of Guardians of the Galaxy, the special edition on the Series X, and Mario Party Superstars on the Switch. Both of those come out next week. They're both basically paid for. I still owe, I believe, $7 on Mario Party, but the best part was, with all these trade-ins, I also gained GameStop reward points, and if my calculations are correct, which they should be, I should have just enough for a $10 reward, meaning I'm going to get money back after trading in all those games. So that's insane. But yeah, I bought a $80 special edition and a $60 Switch game and paid $26 for all of it. That's crazy. So you can do that too. All you got to do is know how to trade, how to get the most out of your trades, and what to look for when it comes to picking up games to trade. And I can do a whole episode on that if you want, so if you're interested in me sharing my nuggets of knowledge when it comes to how to best trade in games and make the most credit or cash out of them, leave a comment down below and let me know, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. Alright, so let's get to the actual pickups, and I think I did pretty well on these. One of them was a long time coming, and I do have a little concern about it, although it's probably going to be a little bit before I can fully determine what's wrong with it. Well, we'll talk about this first. So, several months ago, as you'll remember, I put a Wii U down on layaway at one of the pawn shops, and the main reason why is because I kind of regret selling my Wii U when I first did it, because even though, yes, the Switch came out, and the Switch has a lot of the games that the Wii U has, there's still a lot of stuff locked behind the Wii U, but also the Wii U is just a good console in general that I don't think got enough love. So I have one now. I finally paid off what I needed to owe, so I have a Wii U. Here's the gamepad. Problem I'm running into is that the gamepad is not charging properly, which is a concern. I'm not sure whether it's the gamepad or the charger or the charge port that I'm using. I think it's the charge port, because I have to like jiggle it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hey everybody, Future Chris here, and I have to tell you that unfortunately the Wii U did not make it. Mamma mia! So I've been attempting to charge the gamepad for a couple days now. I had it plugged in, I've messed with it a few times, and my original thought is that maybe it's the charger that's the problem. So I was gonna look into getting like one of the dock chargers, because it doesn't have one of those. But then I looked on the back of the gamepad and noticed that the battery was warped. And right off the bat, I knew something major was a problem. I could probably try to get a battery to fix it. I don't want to do that. If I'm buying a system, I want it to work out of the box, or as soon as I bring it home. Thankfully, when I bought it from Cash America, it did include a warranty for 15 days. So on Saturday, as of the time of this recording, I am going to bring it back to Cash America, get my money back. I will probably also pick up the other system that I had on layaway, because that one I actually saw extensively tested, and it works perfectly. So I'll probably pick that up, and you'll see that in the next episode. But unfortunately, the Wii U that I waited so long to pick up again is DOA. Not the system itself, but more so the gamepad is DOA. So it could technically work if the gamepad, or if I replace the gamepad, but those are like $100, and that's almost more than I paid for the whole bundle. So I'm gonna return it, get my money back, use some of it to buy the other thing I have on layaway, and that's just it. So I'm 0 for 2 when it comes to tech from CASHMERICA. I bought a PSP that had dead pixels, and then now a Wii U with a dead gamepad. So, sad day, but them's the breaks. Let's get to the games. And I have a small little pile. It's not nearly as big of a lot of games as I often do, but a lot of it's because, again, I'm looking toward the future. And next week, I'm going to have some big games to pick up. But I did have some pretty solid scores. So, we'll start off with CASHMERICA, even though technically that was later, but I'm still going to cover those first. So for starters, we have Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger on the Xbox 360. I don't know much about the Blaze Blue franchise, just that it's apparently a pretty good franchise. It's a fighting game series. I've never played any of them. This one was in pretty good shape. I paid $2 for it out of pocket, and it was worth $8. So not bad value. This one I got mostly because, again, I needed it for a future video that I'm going to be working on. And I don't know how long it's going to be before this video comes out, but they take quite a bit of setup and quite a bit of recording time. I also technically am missing one game because I do have one of the games on PS3, which in order to upload video content for that, I would have to hook my Elgato up to the PS3, and my Elgato's not working great the last few times I've tried it. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to get the Xbox 360 version. That's either here nor there. We have Call of Duty 3 on the Xbox 360. This is the one Call of Duty game that I did not own a physical copy of. Besides Call of Duty 4, but I don't care about that one because it's multiplayer only. It is missing the manual, but it's in good shape. The disc is fine. Paid $2. This one is worth $7, so good addition to the collection. And then last, let's end off with my stuff that I picked up at Value Pawn. First off, and I actually had an extra blank case, so I threw it in here. You have Moto GP3 on the Xbox 360. This was a loose game they wanted $1 for, so I figured, you know what? I might as well grab it. It's an Xbox One game. It's a motocross game. I'll play it, sure. For $1, can't go wrong there. I paid $1 and it is worth $9, so it actually has decent value on top of that. Next up, and this is one I'm only keeping because GameStop doesn't take it in trade anymore. You never know, it might be a fun little experiment. Or I'll include it in one of my random eBay lots, we'll see. But right now I'm gonna keep it. We have Dragon Ball Xenoverse on the PS4. It's a Dragon Ball fighting game. Looks interesting. I know nothing about Dragon Ball, really, but I've heard this is a good game. I paid $5 for this, and it is worth $7, so a little bit bump in value. And this was the big score, obviously not including a console, because this is something I don't think I've never seen it before at a pawn shop, and I don't think I'm going to see these very often just because of what it is. We have a limited run game, and that is Stranger Things Season 3, the game, on the PS4. It's cool that someone bought a limited run game and sold it to a pawn shop. That's kind of nuts to me. This one I paid $10 for, but honestly, it's definitely worth it because, again, I'm not going to see this game again, I don't think, in a pawn shop. A lot of these games, it's like, oh, Call of Duty or stuff like that. I've seen so many times, it's not even funny. I've never seen a limited run game, and I don't think I'm going to see at least this one again, so definitely glad to add it to the collection. I paid $10, and it is currently worth $36. So a nice, solid bump up in value. And that's it. Not a whole lot to talk about this week in terms of pickups, but next week we're going to have two big ones. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole bunch more game hunting between now and then. We might have a more collection-focused episode rather than specifically game hunting, but we'll see. I'll find out when I get to it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. New videos on this series air on Mondays. And that is going to do it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week on the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.